Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd, and Money Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather.
While live on air this morning, take a
The Teflon Don of boxing, the legend who evaded not just punches but consequences for years, has finally met a challenge he can't dodge. Floyd Mayweather, perfect inside the ring, might now watch his spotless legacy get stained outside of it. This isn't hearsay or gossip, the court has ruled, and the decision is set in stone. Today we're breaking down what really went down, why this changes everything, and how it could shake the empire Mayweather spent decades building. The verdict is in, and it's not in his favor.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it. We're gonna get through this. That's tough because anybody know about business, you don't keep that type of money in just regular account. So I had to wire the money from somewhere. Okay. So I wired the money to the account, and when I wired it to the account, I went straight to the bank. I go to the bank myself to make sure shit get done. Because the thing is that I can't make all the money unless somebody else do all the dictating and do.
Let's take a step back. Floyd Mayweather's name has been tied to controversy for years, from domestic violence allegations in the early 2000s to clashes with the IRS, and most notably, the 90-day jail sentence he served back in 2012.
How does that guy not pay taxes? How does the people around him, how do the lawyers that I'm sure that he employs, the financial people that are probably running his life telling him to stop spending $1 million a day, how do they not deal with his taxes?
Well, listen. He apparently had a tough time reading the thing, as they say. Like he didn't know what he couldn't read like.
That's BS.
Something.
That is BS.
They said something.
Time
like
out.
that.
He is paying. I'm sure he's got a litany of people in his world.
I happen to agree.
Financial management people.
You think so?
How long before he's suing somebody for mismanagement of funds? You know that's happening.
You'd certainly think so. By the way, they announced, I'll get your calls in a second, they did announce the pricing for Mayweather-McGregor. $100 for a high def, $90 for standard def. So there you go. So it's exactly what the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight was. $100 pay-per-view.
But in classic Floyd Mayweather style, he always found a way to slip through. Whether it was serving less time, staying one step ahead of bad press, or flashing his fame to shift the spotlight. This time, though, something feels different. Reports now confirm that a Nevada judge has officially issued a sentence linked to ongoing violations involving alleged illegal business activity, ranging from unlicensed sports betting and money laundering through his TMT affiliates to repeated breaches of probation-related terms.
Floyd Mayweather is bankrupt. At least that's what Logan Paul thinks. Logan hopped on the Walkway to Fight Club show, and when he was asked about being paid, he was nothing short of honest.
It's unfortunate because, same Floyd Money Mayweather. Surely I was going to get my check fairly quickly, right? And that did happen, so I'm sure it'll come eventually, right? I realized, okay, I'm being strung along. This is a classic, hey, buddy, you're the new guy in this industry. We're going to puppeteer you however we want. Hop on for the ride and shut up. Instead of shutting up, I make fun of him on social media and let everyone know that he doesn't have any money. I kind of joke and I'm facetious and I point the finger at Floyd. Well, I don't know if it's his fault. Maybe a little bit, but something tells me Floyd doesn't control where the money goes. Or maybe he does. I don't know. And I don't really care.
And here's where it gets wild. Insiders say this wasn't some sudden twist. It had been building quietly behind the scenes for a while. Floyd Mayweather allegedly tried to keep everything hidden, hoping to settle things privately before it reached the spotlight. But now, the final sentence is out in the open. While it's not another jail stint like back in 2012, the consequences this time cut deeper and could last far longer. If Floyd ever believed he was truly untouchable, this might be the moment reality hit. And it all traces back to one jaw-dropping headline: Floyd Mayweather buys $42 million worth of Manhattan apartments. That's right, the man reportedly dropped close to $500 million on 62 buildings in New York, like he was picking up a new pair of sneakers.
To my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low, All my buildings all belong to me.
Floyd Mayweather's real estate company, VA Properties, put out a public statement announcing they had secured a huge portfolio in Upper Manhattan, packed with rent-regulated apartments. Floyd framed it as a smart business move and a way to give back to the community. But online critics weren't buying it, and neither were the federal authorities.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah. And I'm pointing like this because all of it. We're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on. You know what I do? All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
Because just weeks later, Business Insider stepped in with the receipts, or more accurately, exposed the lack of them. According to official New York City property records, not a single building Floyd Mayweather claimed to have bought had actually changed hands. Even the NYC Housing Partnership, which oversees many of those properties, confirmed they were never informed of any sale.
Floyd Mayweather, in this article, it states that he's spending $402 million in real estate investment in a 1,000-unit affordable housing portfolio in Upper Manhattan. The portfolio includes over 60 buildings and is one of the city's largest real estate deals of the year.
Wow. Well, thank you, Floyd Mayweather, for investing into New York real estate.
And it only got stranger when reporters reached out to Floyd Mayweather's company for answers. A suspicious caller claiming to be James McNair, Floyd's longtime business partner, picked up. But the voice didn't match any of McNair's previous interviews. He refused to speak on the record, gave zero proof of the alleged sale, and vaguely claimed Floyd just cared about low-income housing because that's how he grew up. Once the story began gaining traction, Floyd rushed to social media, blasting the report as fake news, accusing critics of wanting to see him fail, and denying any financial trouble. But by then, the damage was already done.
Money made all day. You know, right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life. So Andrew Jackson, of course, is on the 20. Benjamin Franklin right here. You know, money made all day. We in the bank, doing what we do best, counting money.
That headline was loud enough to catch the media's attention, and loud enough to put federal authorities on high alert. But when the feds dug deeper, they found that the Manhattan real estate stunt wasn't the real crime, it was just the smokescreen. The real trouble ran deeper, darker, and the shady property claims were only the beginning. So what's the final verdict? Floyd Mayweather has been slapped with a 2-year suspended sentence, strict federal oversight on all his business dealings, and a staggering $12.7 million fine. And here's the real shocker, he's now officially banned from holding a primary boxing promotion license in Nevada until at least 2028.
I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather. Now, Floyd Mayweather.
I'm disappointed. I really am disappointed. The thing is that Floyd is what they call an independent contractor. And what happens is that when you become an independent contractor, Skip, if you make $230 million, they give you 2 checks or a check for $230 million. It is up to you to take out the deduction and make sure state, federal, and whatever else needs to be deducted is paid to the Internal Revenue Service. Floyd, you made $230, and I get it, Skip. I can just imagine getting a check for $230 million. Like, hold on.
That's right. Floyd, the promoter, Mayweather has now been officially barred from fully operating under his own name in Las Vegas, the very city where he built his boxing empire. For someone who's earned more than most could ever imagine, you'd think the fine wouldn't sting, but this goes way beyond money. This is about power, image, and control. And Mayweather's brand just took a hit he can't shoulder roll away from. Mayweather Promotions, better known as the Money Team, has been one of boxing's most successful post-retirement empires, signing rising stars, promoting blockbuster events, and allowing Floyd to rake in millions without lacing up gloves. But now, with no licensing rights in Nevada and federal eyes on every move, a big chunk of TMT's future just slammed into a brick wall.
Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
Their Vegas events are frozen, their sportsbook deals are being scrutinized by federal investigators, and fighters are already starting to bail. Word on the street is that at least 3 up-and-coming talents signed with Mayweather Promotions are now in talks with premier boxing champions, Matchroom Boxing, and even Top Rank, because nobody wants to stay tied to a ship that's clearly going down.
Once you get around someone, you be looking up to these people so bad, and like once you get around, they don't be who they say they is or who they portray to be. You be like, damn. I was 21 at the time, and I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. You don't fight him, you're not fighting. You're like sitting on the shelf. So I had to fight him. I got evicted. I had to sell my jewelry. They were saying that I was messing with his daughter off of the fact that she kept Snapchat. So they sent it to Floyd, and Floyd bugged out. He would say that he gave me like money to get my mom out the hood, but me being from the hood, 10, 15,000, that's not, after a couple months, she's gonna be back in the hood.
His devastating power and flair-packed rhinos after splitting from Mayweather Promotions in 2022. He's headlined lucrative PP bouts, like against Ryan Garcia, showing Dupin appeal Mayweather's early support training promotion. And exposure accelerated his rise, but Davis' talent and drive suggest he'd still thrive. His path might have been slower yet. His boxing prowess ensures enduring success.
And let's not forget Gervonta Davis. He already parted ways with Mayweather Promotions, and this mess only proves why. With power struggles, behind-the-scenes friction, and now full-blown legal turmoil, it's obvious Gervonta saw the storm coming long before it hit.
First time GTD, what's the plans for that and how big it is to finally get your first home run?
This just a test run right now, just to, you know what I mean? I'm on my own type of joint, but much love to Mayweather Promotion, you know what I mean? Leonard, Floyd, all them guys, I definitely appreciate them, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm just doing my own thing now, you know what I mean? Not saying in the future we can't work together or anything like that, but just trying to, you know what I mean? Get my own pass on.
So how's your relationship with Floyd now? Is he still part of your camp and through something or no?
Floyd out doing him. He always been like that. You know what I mean? So, shit, we involved, heavy, deeply. You know what I mean? We in there. You know what I mean? And I'm excited.
Here's where things get real suspicious. Floyd Mayweather has gone completely dark since the sentence was handed down. No flashy Instagram posts, no clever Twitter jabs, no, they hate me 'cause they ain't me attitude, just total silence. And for a guy who thrives on attention, that's a serious red flag. Sources close to Floyd say he's emotionally shaken and feels betrayed by insiders who allegedly leaked damaging info, with whispers even suggesting a federal snitch tied to a former business partner. The man who talked his way through 50 undefeated fights is now stuck in a battle with no lights, no fans, and no guaranteed win. So what does this mean for the boxing world? Floyd Mayweather wasn't just a champ, he was the standard, the example that a fighter could own the ring, the business, and the money. But now, promoters might start playing it safer, state commissions could tighten regulations on crossover deals, and fighters may start rethinking the Mayweather formula. This could be the opening for a new era of player promoters, like Adrian Broner's About Billions Promotions or Errol Spence Jr.'s Man Down Promotions, to take the spotlight,
You know, and when me and Tank go at it, sometimes he'll look at Tank and say, yo, listen to him, man. You good. They shot about
What's your thought on Tank and Floyd going back and forth, man?
I let two grown men handle their business, but they know whose side I'm on if we gotta go there, though.
Even Terrence Crawford, who usually keeps a low profile when it comes to the business side of boxing, might see this as his shot to start building a legacy beyond the ring by signing fresh talent. With Floyd Mayweather's grip slipping, a power gap is opening, and boxing never waits long to anoint a new king. Let's face it, Gen Z doesn't idolize Floyd the way millennials did. They respect the perfect record and acknowledge his greatness, but they're not blinded by the flash, the exotic cars, constant flexing, and that money over morals image that once defined his brand.
Always come to him. Why not? I mean, everything you got on costs money. Everything you do costs money. You can't take your wife on a date for free.
Is that how you measure your success?
No. Me, I'm loyal and honest. And I'm a good person. And I call a spade a spade. Money don't make me, I make money. And without money, I'll be the same person. I fought so many fights for free.
Gen Z is all about realness, and in this new era, they're looking for promoters and legends who actually invest in the sport, not just milk it for quick cash.
We call this breakfast. Everybody like breakfast. Not everybody like breakfast. Some people like brunch, some people like lunch, some people like dinner. I like it all. And you already know what my name is. We're gonna leave it at that.
Canelo Alvarez mentoring Manny Pacquiao, that's legacy. Ryan Garcia speaking out on mental health, that's genuine. Devin Haney growing his own brand while facing elite competition, that's earned respect. Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather seems stuck in the same tired cycle of money above all else, and now that cycle is catching up to him. This sentence isn't just a hit to Floyd, it's a turning point for the sport, a clear message to the old guard, and the start of a new era in boxing.
The best feeling I ever had was when I got $100,000. A kid, when you come from nothing, from poverty, from nothing, and then you get a $100,000 check, because $100,000 at that particular time feel like $100 million. But once you done received a $100 million check and $50 million check on a regular, then it's just...
No, but what I'm saying, when you received that first one, because see, nobody had done that type of shit before.
The $100,000 feel better than $100 million. Because that was my first check.
All right, let's stir the pot. Some believe this sentence isn't just about Floyd Mayweather. They say he was targeted because of the outsized influence he holds over the flow of boxing money in Las Vegas, and that federal investigators have been circling for years, just waiting for the moment he slipped. To those people, this isn't only about legal trouble, it's about power, control, and sending a message to someone who stayed untouchable for way too long.
And everybody in the crypto world is competing with one another. Whereas, I feel like everybody should be able to choose what they want to choose and go with who they want to go with. I think everybody should work together. And what I always did was I believed in myself. Before anybody else believed in me, I believed in myself.
At one point, you were getting celebrity endorsements. One was DJ Khaled, hilarious, and Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
And he posted on his Instagram him taking this what do you call it? The Centra card?
Centra card.
The Centra cards. And going and purchasing something with his Bitcoin at a store.
Yeah.
He did that knowing that it didn't work.
Floyd Mayweather doesn't know anything that's going on, really. So like
we all know that.
Yeah.
The guy can't read,
Yeah.
How much did you guys pay him?
Like $1 million.
He took that knowing or not caring if it worked?
It was just not knowing, right? Like they didn't care. He does a million promotions like that. It was basically you speak to his manager. Yeah. He's like, this is Floyd's price. You send the money over. Yeah. The manager makes his little cut from it. Mm-hmm. And he just says, what do you want me to say? And what do you want me to do?
Okay.
Right. And you just basically give him his script and he just does.
And let's not forget, Floyd Mayweather has long kept close ties with powerful international business figures, the kind of relationships that often raise eyebrows with U.S. authorities. From offshore funds and shady crypto ventures to unregistered deals based out of Dubai, the whole setup starts to look less like strategic business and more like a red flag operation now facing serious heat.
You take care of my face.
Could this be a political takedown, a calculated effort to sideline Floyd Mayweather before he could start hosting global mega events beyond US reach? I'm not saying it's confirmed, but when one of the biggest names in boxing suddenly gets hit this hard, you have to wonder, why now? With Floyd reportedly eyeing major partnerships in Dubai, Saudi Arabia, and other international markets, some believe this wasn't just about justice, it was about stopping a power player before he shifted the heart of boxing away from American turf.
I just want to show people how I live on a daily basis. This right here is rent. So we got this. We like to call this house right here the Palace. This is the EWB, extended wheelbase, Gucci pillows. All depends on how you want to close the door. Stop talking and film me. Come on. I didn't show you guys this. I bought this like 4 or 5 days ago. I got all type of toys, Apple TV, personal machine, all type of crazy stuff. Talked about this yesterday, talked about that. It's blue. Blue on the seats. Crocodile Himalaya, 110,000. That's what we do. Live life, have fun, work hard, play hard. Show you guys my lifestyle.
So where does Floyd Mayweather go from here? Does he take the hit quietly and fade out of the business spotlight, or does he come back swinging with a full rebrand, a redemption arc, and maybe even a no-filter sit-down on Drink Champs or the Joe Rogan Experience? One thing's certain, the sentence is locked in, the feds are watching, and the Mayweather era might finally be nearing its end. But now it's your turn. Was the sentence justified? Is this the start of his fall, or just another crazy chapter in his untouchable legacy? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more of boxing's wildest moments. See you in the next one.